Hello friends, welcome to the Gesundheit Kitchen. I'm Hans Rufert, and we are joined today by my friend Stacy Martin, and she was nice enough to invite us to this beautiful patio in downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is a cool city. I keep saying that, but you should swing by Chattanooga. And just wanted to have a conversation. So we stepped out of the kitchen this time to really talk about, that finding that new normal, finding your sort of safe foods, and both of us do a lot of travel, and we travel professionally in your case, or in my case, or both of us do a lot of patient advocacy. We go to a lot of these conferences, but for you at home, traveling, it kind of ups the degree of difficulty when it comes to food, right?
For sure.
You're away from your safe foods. You don't have your go-tos in the fridge. And oftentimes you have this sort of external pressure of, oh, let's go and get wings and beer or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you want to participate on the most normal level as possible, but you have to be realistic and smart about your options.
Yeah.
So I think both of us have some tips on how best to find those safe foods when you travel. And also, as much as I try to stay out of the drive-through, there are times where you got to go to fast food. So which ones are the ones that work? So let's start with your list. Like if you're on the road, what are you aiming for?
Probably my number one go-to is Starbucks because they're everywhere.
Yep.
I drink a lot of lattes, so the milk is protein and it helps keep me going as a fill-in. Some of the other things that I eat there's this really delicious jalapeno chicken and cheese little wrap.
Yep.
Now. It's like 250 calories, I think. It's a great snack. The cheese box is always my go-to because I can get it through the drive-thru, drink my coffee, and then eat it when I'm ready. And then the ham and cheese baguette is probably my third. I take the top layer off, so there's less bread, and I eat half of it. So the next one would probably be Chipotle.
Okay.
Because it's super flexible. The kids meal, the quesadilla kids meal.
Love it.
Money. Because it's super cheap. It's the perfect amount of
the right
food.
size. Yes.
Sometimes if you catch them slipping, you get the guacamole for no extra charge. I just gave away all my secrets. And then I would say number 3 is probably Cava. So that's like a growing chain that's a lot of bowls and healthy Mediterranean food. I get half the rice, half the greens, and then I do the harissa avocado chicken bowl. Love it because I can eat it in two meals.
Sure.
So
well, and I think I'm going to kind of follow that list. For me on Starbucks, it's the egg bites. It's the sous vide egg bites.
Yep.
And I've found that that's the right amount because it's usually 2 pieces, and it's easy to digest. It's high in protein, and there's some options there that you can pick from.
Yep.
And they're also good room temperature. So if you don't feel like you can eat 2 of them at one time, they're good. Several minutes later, 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
I will say that the pushback from people has been that they're too expensive, but I would rather pay the upcharge. Let's say it's 20% more than going to McDonald's breakfast. But I don't have the kind of ick feeling, and I'm not just singling them out. But it's just the standard sort of heavy biscuit or breakfast sandwich can be so much, and even though it costs less, I feel so poorly afterwards that I'll spend the extra $2 to get something that is the right size and I know works for me.
For sure.
And there's a price for that. There's a cost to eating poorly.
Yeah.
So yes, of course, I'm very budget conscious. But I'm also health conscious, and I would rather spend a little more money for something that I know is going to sit well with me.
Yeah.
Right?
And McDonald's these days is not inexpensive.
Oh, for sure.
So the water's sort of leveling out at this point in time.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So
and with Cava, it's just in my area. It's just now starting to populate.
Yep.
You'll find those kind of Mediterranean bowl. There are other versions of that. So if you don't have a Cava in your area, look for that kind of wellness bowl, health bowl, and know that they're infinitely customizable as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Poke bowls too are my jam lately
I think that's great. And if you are staying in a hotel that has a refrigerator, some of those things need to be refrigerated if you don't finish it all at once.
Yep.
But again, I would rather you buy more. If the bowl is bigger than you can eat, I'd still rather you spend the money, get the bowl, and eat what you need, knowing that you got a healthy meal even if you aren't eating the entire thing.
Right. Yeah, you can pick around the good
Right.
parts.
And the kids meal, you mentioned kids meal. Some restaurants really do have a dedicated kids menu, which isn't necessarily what you would order, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's whatever it is.
Yep.
But I love the fact that Chipotle that you mentioned has basically, it's just a smaller size portion.
Yes.
And I have also tried in some places to I just ask, can I get a smaller portion? It might not be on the menu. Not all places do it, but it doesn't. The worst thing they can say is no.
Right.
So it doesn't hurt to ask. Could I possibly get one taco instead of the three, or And it might be more money per taco, but I'd rather spend the more for the one taco than three that I don't eat.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So there is a price or a value to getting the right amount. So don't let price be the thing that forces you to get more food.
That's true. And I find that when I have to order it as it is, like deconstructing it and getting rid of the parts that
That's
I
great.
don't want,
Yeah.
I feel less wasteful. that
Well,
way.
and then the other trick sometimes is ordering a to-go box at the beginning.
Yes.
Asking for one at the beginning, because that way, if you realize, because otherwise we'll sort of mindlessly eat, we might be checking our email, and before you know it, we've overeaten, and then we pay the price later.
Yep.
In the form of dumping syndrome, or just feeling heavy and tired and ridiculous. So pre-portioning up front what it is you wanted to eat, what you think is your portion size, and that way you have it ready to go and take it for the next meal.
Yeah.
The other one I was going to mention is if there is a Whole Foods or Sprouts or a Fresh Market where you are staying,
Yeah.
or on your travels, they oftentimes have a food bar, and the food bar is by weight, right? So you basically get to have as much as you want to have,
Yep.
and it allows you to do variety. So you can get your veg, you can get your grains, you can get your carbs, you can get your protein. Now it's up to you then to put the brakes on, because if you go in and you think, oh my God, I want that, I want that, I want that.
It's your own personal buffet.
Yes, it is. It can be a little bit of a challenge to slow your roll there.
Yep.
But I honestly, when I travel, if I have the option, especially if I'm driving somewhere, I'll seek that out, because I know typically they have clean restrooms. I mean, it's a practical consideration.
Yep.
I can get the right amount of food. I can get a healthy drink to go with it. And oftentimes I can go ahead and pick up a healthy snack for down the road too. So I try to, if I'm driving a 6-hour drive, I try to budget my stops to where I hit one of those healthier markets.
Yeah.
And if there's a local farmer's market, if I'm driving on the weekend, I love to hit those local farmer's market. It's a great mental break to get out of the car, to see what kind of local things people are making. Oftentimes you'll see people making empanadas, or they're making, breakfast burritos or things like that too. I think there is still that joy of discovering little fun local things.
Yeah, and new things. It could be a different cuisine that you've never had before. I
was just to share. I was one time in San Francisco and went to the market there, and they were serving a hot corn drink, and I honestly don't remember the name of it, but it was like hot chocolate made out of corn. It was delicious, and it was something I would have never ever stumbled across. Right.
Yeah.
So I think pushing yourself outside your comfort zone sometimes is part of that intangible joy of food and eating, which so many people assume that they will lose when they lose their stomach.
Yeah.
Right? That I have to give up all these things, and you might have to adjust your eating, but the entire cornucopia is a word I don't get to use enough. But the entire spectrum of foods doesn't have to be shut off to you because you're GI restricted.
The only time I say, "Oh no, I can't have that," is when I don't want to eat it.
Yeah, that's also a good trick. Well, I've said it before. Too often, because I always want to make the host or the person I'm with feel better, I'm too polite. I'm too shy to say, "Oh, that's not going to work for me."
Yeah.
We have every right, and it's our responsibility to say, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
So I think having permission to say no is something that is, both of us are kind of far enough on our journey that we have understood that nobody's forcing us to eat the things that we don't want to eat.
No, and people are really accommodating too.
Yeah.
Like they don't feel bad. Like they don't, oh, you didn't like the thing. It's like, no, they want you to be good as well. So, or people have asked me, like, when I'm coming to stay with them, what groceries do I need to pick up for you? Or what do you want to eat? Or now I'm like, I can eat anything, and I know how to navigate.
That's
so
right.
if I eat 2 chicken tenders and 2 bites of the other sides, that's what
That's totally
we'll do.
fine.
We figure it out.
Yeah, and I think that is so empowering once you kind of own the fact that this is your body, your choice, right?
Yep.
I mean, this is your vehicle. It's up to you to maintain it, and nobody knows it like you do.
Right.
And so embrace that, own that, and make decisions accordingly. And that is difficult when you're on the road, but it's not impossible.
No, and it helps make your days that aren't going so well, like you can try and turn it around with those choices too, right? Because not everything works every day.
No,
so
I think that's a great point. Yeah, and honestly, I've discovered some foods on the road that I might not have thought about in a home environment. And honestly, we mentioned the Starbucks egg things. Were so good that we started emulating that at home, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an easy thing to do, right?
Yeah.
So you never stop learning. Well, listen, I cannot thank you enough for sharing your story with us, and I think we will continue to learn from each other. And quite honestly, we learn from you guys too. If you have tips or tricks that have worked for you, please feel free to share those. We've got the email. We absolutely take those comments and suggestions seriously and would love to incorporate in there. I'll look forward to our next visit to Chattanooga. Thanks so much for having us as always. So folks at home, take care of yourself, or if you're the caregiver, thank you for taking care of your loved one. And we'll see you next time in or around or outside the Good Zone Type Kitchen. Take care.